The rush was not proof that he was special. Sometimes your body was not saying yes. It was preparing for the next drop. You felt it before you could name it. The room changed when he became hard to read. One night, he was easy with you. He asked questions. He stayed close. He gave you enough attention to make your chest loosen. Then, the next time, something was off. Not cruel, not dramatic, just distant enough to make you start working. You watched his face a little more. You checked the way he answered. You tried to sound relaxed while your stomach tightened. You told yourself not to overthink, but your body was already studying him like there would be a test later. That is where the trap started. You thought the intensity meant there was something deep between you. But look at the scene plainly. The strongest feeling came when you were unsure of where you stood. When he leaned in, you felt relief. When he pulled back, you felt the drop. And when he came close again, the relief felt powerful enough to look like chemistry. But relief is not the same as being chosen. Because the high moments came after the low ones, they felt bigger than they were. A small smile felt like proof. A little warmth felt like a sign. One good hour could erase the whole day you spent bracing. That was the first truth you avoided. Your strongest feelings were arriving after he made you unsure. The trap was simple. He did not have to give you much if the relief of getting anything felt like everything. A calm connection does not make you rehearse your words before a normal conversation. It does not make you measure the night by the tone of one answer. It does not leave you smiling across from him while your body waits to see if you are still wanted. You are not feeling something steady growing. You were reacting to the uncertainty between you. The excuse was not that he was treating you well. You knew he was not giving you steady ground. You could feel that much. The excuse was that the feeling was different, and different started sounding important. You told yourself this might be what real chemistry felt like. Perhaps a strong connection was supposed to be uncomfortable, and calm only seemed boring because this had more intensity. That excuse did not come from nowhere. It came from the way your body reacted when he finally gave you attention after distance. A simple good moment could make the room feel easier to breathe in. It made the gap before it seemed meaningful instead of unkind. So when he became unclear, you did not treat unclear as a warning. You treated it like part of the story. You sat across from him and noticed the shift. His answers were shorter. His eyes moved away more. The warmth that made you feel picked was not fully there. Instead of asking whether this was good for you, you searched for the feeling you had before. You wondered if he was tired or guarded. Then you told yourself the distance might mean there was more between you than he knew how to handle. Because the rush had been so strong, you gave it more authority than the facts. That is what the excuse protected. It let you keep believing confusion meant depth. It let you turn his distance into mystery, instead of looking at how it made you act. You became careful with normal questions. You held back a concern because you did not want to ruin the mood. You accepted a conversation that left you unsure, then walked away thinking about the moment when he seemed close again. The excuse made the connection feel too rare to question. Once you believed that, you could tolerate not knowing. You could tolerate being warm one minute and braced the next. You could tolerate a man giving you just enough closeness to restart the feeling that made you stay. What was really happening was not romance. His closeness had become the switch for your mood. When he felt near, you could breathe easier. When he felt distant, the whole day started changing around his mood. You could be at work, looking normal, answering people, moving through tasks. But part of you was still replaying the last change in him. The shorter answer, the flat tone, The moment his attention moved away and your body started trying to earn it back. So you became careful. You chose what to say based on what might keep him close. You made a simple question sound lighter than it felt. You waited before bringing up something that bothered you, because you could not handle another shift in the air. Even your silence was not peaceful. It was work. That is the cost most people do not see. They only see the moment when he comes back, and you seem better. They do not see you losing interest in your evening because you are trying to tell whether he still wants you. And the worst part is this: you began calling that relief love. Not because you were foolish, because the change in him felt so powerful. When he warmed up again, your body treated it like rescue. But the truth is plain. A connection that keeps pulling your focus away from your own life is not proving its depth. It is training you to live around uncertainty. His behavior did not just confuse you when you were with him. It followed you into rooms he was not in. It sat beside you at your desk. Normal days felt unfinished until he decided to be warm again. That was the real cost. You were organizing yourself around whether he would give you relief. There is a reason you kept trusting the rush. It was not only because you wanted him. It was because, in the moments when he came close, your whole body got a break from the pressure he had created. After holding yourself together, even normal attention could feel powerful. That kind of relief can feel like proof while it is happening. He may have had real warmth in him. He may have meant some of what he said. There may have been moments when he looked at you in a way that did not feel fake. This is why it was hard to call the situation what it was. You were not inventing every good moment in your head. But a good moment is not the same as a livable connection. You were trying to understand him through his best moments, not through the whole experience. The laugh at dinner, the way he softened after being distant, the sudden return of attention when you were almost ready to stop searching inside yourself for an answer. Those moments mattered because they felt like proof that the hard part was not the full story. And maybe it was not the full story. But it was still part of the story. It was the part that made you brace before seeing him. Then feel grateful when the night did not hurt as much as you feared. That is where shame can get heavy. You look back and wonder why you kept believing. The answer is simple and human. The same person who made you anxious also gave you the relief from that anxiety. So your mind started linking him with comfort, even when he was also the reason you needed it. That does not make your feelings fake. It means the feeling was built on unstable ground. You can admit some moments felt real and still admit they were not enough to make the whole situation steady. Both can be true. He did not have to be empty for the connection to be too hard to live inside. The part that kept you stuck was not only how good it felt when he came close, it was how quickly you forgot what came before it. One place to interrupt the pattern is the moment before you call the rush chemistry. Instead of beginning with the high, you can look at the hours that made that high feel so necessary. Picture one ordinary night. He has been unclear again. Not gone, not fully present. Just distant enough that you feel yourself becoming alert. You start adjusting. You keep the conversation easy. You avoid the question you actually want to ask. You tell yourself to stay calm, but your chest is already waiting for proof that nothing has changed. Then he softens. He gives you warmth. He looks at you the way you had been hoping he would. The relief comes fast, and for a moment, it feels like the whole problem disappeared. That is the moment to pause and ask one plain question. What did I have to feel first for this to feel so good? Not to punish him, not to turn yourself cold, just to stop letting relief rewrite the story. If the answer is fear, tension, guessing, or trying to be easy enough to keep him near, then the feeling is not giving you the full truth. It is only showing you what it feels like when pressure lets up for a minute. That pause may not remove the pull right away. You may still want his attention. You may still remember the good parts. But the pause gives you a little space between the rush and your next choice. And in that space, you can see more clearly. A man's warmth should not feel powerful because you had to get through his distance first. A normal moment should not feel like rescue. If the best part of being near him is the relief from being anxious about him, then the feeling is not proving the connection is deep. It is showing you what you have been calling chemistry.